So yeah, we're just gonna give grades to the teams that made trades and the teams that lost in the trade, or just didn't make a trade. First team, we'll just start with the Knicks. The Knicks
Yeah,
get an A.
yeah, I'm a B plus. Yeah,
They get an A. They got two backup fours and Bogan and Burks solidified that bench. They can potentially go to the not. I ain't going to the finals, but now they can probably scare some teams in the East now with
yeah,
this new team they got.
yeah. I gotta give B. I gotta give him a B plus. Honestly, they got enough depth. It's like if somebody go down, the guy that's replacing him is like just as good. It's like the only person like they shit. They amazing. They balling. Not Julius Randle don't even got a rush coming back. They playing so good. Like Jalen Brunson, he rolled his ankle. Don't even got a rush coming back. They balling so good. It's like that team. They're almost a no drop team. Every man on that 15-man roster is worth keeping.
All right, next team, the Mavericks.
I
I'm giving
agree.
them an A.
Yeah.
They solidified the front court. You didn't really give up anybody. I mean, if you want to say Grant Williams, fine. But I think we can all say PJ Washington is probably a better player than Grant Williams, or they in the same ballpark. And if they in the same ballpark, PJ Washington is just bigger and taller than him. So
Yeah.
getting Daniel Gafford, getting PJ Washington, it helps them. It helps Luca and Kyrie Irving. I'm giving them an A.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a B plus too, because like I said earlier, like I think like the size, they got some speed bumps down there. They got size and speed bumps. Like never really been a big fan of Rashawn Holmes, Dwight Powell, Derek Lively. He's still a freshman in the league, a rookie, and it's like I like what he's saying, but like he don't. I feel like now that you got some other big guys, he can actually recover and rest and not have to keep getting rushed back. And you got to give him that. And I think PJ Washington, like I don't want he's a power forward, but like he's low key. I feel like to me he's same in that same build world as Bam. He doesn't play center, but like he's that hybrid build of the power forward. I like him. I like him in that with the Mavs.
The Pacers, they did trade for Siakam, even though that was like almost a month ago.
Mm,
I'm giving that a B. I think it's a good trade. You taking the risk of him on his expiring contract, potentially could resign, potentially not. But selling Tyrese, hey, we're trying to win, bro. You went and got out and got an all star type player. And so far as the Pacers, they've been kind of even. They've been winning, losing, but as a in total, I think it's a good pickup. I like them getting another scorer to go along with one of the best PGs and facilitators in the league.
yeah, honestly, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna give him a B plus too because honestly, I think you definitely have to add in that Pascal trade that they made happen, and we haven't gotten to see too much of Tyrese and Pascal playing together. But the games when they're losing, the games are close. The games are really close, and it's like once Tyrese get past that minute restriction, him and Siakam get to that 15, 20 games played with each other, and then honestly, just what you said earlier is like they got enough. They got they're like they're scheming. They're scheming for the future. They probably know right now they can't win, but they know in the near future, like, okay, we're the team they gotta watch out for. We could be the guys that knock somebody out in the second round. So you honestly the Pacers are dangerous, especially with Tyrese, the head of the snake. You gotta watch out for them.
The Toronto Raptors, I'm gonna give them a B plus.
Yeah.
I think what they traded everybody that we all thought was getting traded. You trade
Mm,
Pascal. You got a couple of firsts. Actually, you got three firsts. You got three first round picks. You got Bruce Brown, quality role player. You did trade OG. You got I think they got a second. They got RJ Barrett. They got Emmanuel Quigley. You
Spencer
traded
Dinwiddie
away.
too.
They about to release him though, so that doesn't matter.
They
But
open
you
up that
traded away
space.
Dennis Struder. You get his money off the books. Trey Spencer. My your jury, he knows something that we don't. I think he's trying to go after somebody in free agency because he getting all these contracts off the books. He did trade for Kelly Olynyk and Ochi Abachi. I think that trade just doesn't really matter. I think he just wants Kelly Olynyk get off the books. Ochi Abaji You're a young, promising player. Let's see what you can do. So, but as of like in total of what he's done so far in like the past like month and a half, I'm giving him a B plus.
Yeah, I give him a B plus too because I love when teams make a decision, they don't stay in limbo. I think about like the Wizards, how it was always like they're not selling the house, they're trying to do a soft rebuild, they're not selling. He is not going through that. He's not making that same mistake. He's not going to just give up the guys that you need for the future. Kept the young guys and got rid of everyone so they can actually truly reset, rebuild. He made a decision and he's sticking with it and he rolling. You got to respect that. Like I do not want. I honestly, I kind of feel like the Hawks are kind of landing themselves in that same position that the Wizards were in not too long ago. It's like, do you want to reset? Do you want to build? Do you want to keep trying? Majeur is not doing that. He's making it clear. Hey, look, we got to get this money open. We got to get these guys out of here. These are the ones we keep. Let them go. So I like it. I like what they're doing. They're planning for the future.
You brought up the Hawks, so let's go to them. The Hawks, I'm gonna just give them a C. They
Yeah,
didn't do
see.
it. They didn't do nothing. They didn't trade off nobody, and they didn't trade off nobody, and they didn't get nothing back.
Yeah.
I think they probably could have got something decent for DeJounte Murray, but they said no. We're just gonna stand back. Let's see what they can do. Let's go into the play-in. Obviously, we saw the Heat last year, made it to the play-in, get to the finals. Lakers went to Western Conference Finals. Let's see if we can keep this play-in spot or potentially go higher with
Mhm.
DeJounte and see if we can get far in the playoffs. So I'm gonna just give them a C. They didn't do anything. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a C too, honestly, for the fact that they didn't do anything. Because I think sometimes we think like, oh, I got to do something, I got to make a move, but like honestly, sometimes it's the best course of action is doing nothing, holding what you got. Because whatever offers they were getting for Dejounte, clearly it didn't meet that threshold, or whatever somebody was interested in Trey, it didn't meet that threshold. They didn't just sell everything. They didn't just burn it off and run off. Like you still have the off season to make a move. You still got the season to try. Maybe you get bounced in the play in. Maybe you make the second round. Who knows? But it's like I like the fact that they didn't just sell it off for bare minimum. You still have the future. You have time in the off season to find the deal that you're looking for.
We'll get to this team like later, but we'll just go with right. We'll get to them. We'll talk way more in depth about them. But as of right now, in this little letter
The
grades, we're gonna talk
the
about the Bulls. The
yeah,
Bulls, they get an F. I'm
yeah,
just
they're
gonna
the
say
worst
they get
one.
an
Yeah,
F.
yeah.
They didn't do anything. You had the assets. You had Caruso. You had Drummond. You had DeRozan. You could have got something pretty good for them. But you said their value. We're gonna set the price for this, and nobody was gonna pay the price for it. And y'all could have blown this up a long time ago, but y'all chose not to. And now they're like I said, I feel like they just want to be competitive. They think they can go far in the playoffs with this group. Hey, good for them. But they didn't do anything. Now there's a chance you could potentially lose DeRozan for nothing. You Drummond, you definitely could probably lose him for nothing. They get F. Sorry, the Bulls get F.
Yeah, I gotta get a Bulls like a C minus D plus. Like they'll pass the class, but just barely. Because it's like I get it. You see, like you when they created this team, they created that core. It was like they wanted to finally have a chance to actually be a threat in the East. And it never came to fruition. But it's like right now, this is the best it's ever looked. Honestly, and it's sad. This is the best it's ever looked. And it's like instead of selling it all off and not seeing what could have been, they're trying one last time. I think that honestly, they've been forced to just try. Like, oh, we got Kobe coming along, we got DeMar still. Then you lose Zach for the season. You sign Vooch to a contract that you maybe shouldn't have. It's like you get Andre Drummond, teams are interested in him. You didn't do it, and you got Ayo. It's like I'm not gonna hold you. It's like this is the best they've ever looked since they had this course. So it's like they felt like maybe they had no choice but to let it roll out. And it's like I don't think they want the reset, but it's like the rest of us kind of see it as like, hey, because you didn't get Lonzo to be the PG, it was never gonna work. Caruso, Drummond, you got people that people were interested in, but you didn't want to do it. You have to see it roll out. So it's like I get it, I understand, but like, damn, sometimes you got to know when to just break up with somebody and move on. I gotta give them a C minus D plus.
We're gonna go with the Lakers.
Ah,
I'm gonna give them. They barely passed because probably they probably get a D minus. You could give them an F, but I'm gonna just give them a D minus. They could have done something. They said, "Is there really?" You said it what a couple of weeks ago. You said there ain't really nothing they could do to get far. I mean, take them to the next step. So they just said, forget it. We'll just keep these players. They kept D'Lo, they kept Reeves, and now we just go roll out with this group. And I mean, that's fine. It is what it is. But now if they can get Spencer Dinwiddie, who I think could help somewhat, I don't know if he gonna bring like, does he move the needle? I don't think he moves the needle, but he gives somebody offensive power on the bench. They could move up to probably D instead of being minus. They could have done something. They just chose not to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I think the Lakers. I just give them like a. There's like I truly still feel this way. I gotta get them a C. There was nothing that they could have done. There was. I think the one of the best sneaky moves that they could have did. They should have just traded Jared Vanderbilt. I don't think Jared Vanderbilt, the defense that he brings, I don't think it's worth the other Achilles and weaknesses that he has on the court. He hinders them, honestly. I would have traded off Jared Vanderbilt. I would always say keep D'Lo. It's an 82 game season. Y'all gonna need him. But I do think going after like Spencer Dinwiddie, I don't see what's the point. Spencer Dinwiddie is somewhat maybe on the same level or in between Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. If I have the choice between D'Angelo Russell and Spencer Dinwiddie, I'm going with DA. Like that's easy. Like Spencer Dinwiddie is an inconsistent offensive scorer. Like yeah, he could get the assist, but oftentimes he just kind of looks a little bit confused. And if he's not getting enough shots, I don't think he adds any value to the offensive side of the game because he won't be able to handle the ball with a D'Lo on the court and a LeBron James on the court. I think he just turns into a regular 3 point shot chucker and I don't think that's his game. He's not going to catch a rhythm with a Lakers squad like that. I think Spencer Dinwiddie is probably best out playing somewhere in Chicago next to like Kobe White, move Ayo to the bench. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't. There's nothing the Lakers can do to get better. You got to hold what you got. Should have traded Jared Vanderbilt. I get it. I get it. Defense, defense, defense. You need a guy like that to slow some guys out in the West down like that. But there's nobody. The teams that the Lakers have to play against to win a chip in the West, Jared Vanderbilt can't stop any of them. He can't stop any of them. He can't stop a Luka. He can't stop a Kyrie. He can't stop a Steph. He can't stop a Jamal. I get it. He's a great. Give him to somebody else and get. You got to finesse. You got to finesse. We know the play, the card play. Jared Vanderbilt is not gonna work. He doesn't do shit on offense. You don't need it. We just seen the Bucks trade away Drew Holiday, defense for offense. Boom, he could do something. Jaden McDaniels, same thing. They should have traded him off. There's nothing the Lakers can do. They're not gonna win a chip. They're not gonna win a chip for a minute. They're gonna win it in the next 10 years, maybe, but it ain't gonna be in the next with LeBron or AD there. But I gotta give him a C. Hold what you got, make some moves over the summer. Shit, that's it.
This the last team, the Golden State Warriors.
Ain't nothing
I'm
they
gonna
could
give
do.
them. I'm gonna give them a. I'm gonna give them a C because I feel like they just didn't have any assets. Like
Yeah.
Chris Paul, I think if Chris Paul wasn't healthy, I think if he was healthy, could they have flipped him? Maybe. Wiggins just started playing back good, decent. He just did it like this past week. He just started playing good, but he's barely been bad all year. So I don't think nobody was gonna give up a lot of picks or a player for Wiggins. Clay Thompson has been bad all year, so nobody's gonna ask to trade for him. And I don't think he was gonna get traded regardless. But they just didn't have enough. I think they just didn't have enough to trade. But I think if they wanted to, could they? Probably. But do I? I just think the assets they got just wasn't good enough. So it's like let's just roll with this group. Let's roll with the last. This might be the last time we see Clay, Draymond, and stuff. This might be it, or it could be, or they could resign Clay. I don't know, but they trying to get this one more time. Steve Kerr said this group could do something special and they stay together. Well, let's see. But I'm gonna just give them a C because I mean they didn't do anything, so they just stay in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I think that see, you gotta hold what you got. There's nothing you could do. Just roll it out. Finally, we're seeing the young guys play. I think with Andrew Wiggins, I think Andrew Wiggins can still ball out. He worth something. I do think I think it was probably something mentally that he was going through. Off the court issues do affect our performances. You ever get some really bad news and it's like, damn, I don't even want to be at work no more. I'll quit this job. I think something like that was probably still going on with Wiggins at the end of the day. I think we're just seeing it. We're just seeing that same effect of like Steve Kerr, when he was with the Bulls, it was like he seen bro trade the players off when they probably should have went one more time. It's the same thing. Like I want to try the what if. I want to actually go through and see these guys keep playing and try to get a ring with each other. It is what it is, bro. Everybody can't have longevity like LeBron James. Steph is still great in his prime. Clay and Draymond, shit, man, y'all had a good run, man. 4 rings. That shit is impressive. We'll probably never see a trio dynasty get 4 rings together again for the next 30 years. We probably won't see that shit ever again. But right now, shit, it's the end of the race. It's the end of the race, man. And you just gotta like be appreciative of what you got to say goodbye. Because Kaminga, Moody, even the other guy, the redhead white little boy, that motherfucker,
AirPods. AirPods.
yeah. It's like them guys just like, man, hey man, it's their time. It's their time. It's like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Like, don't act like we ain't see Scottie Pippen in no Rockets jersey. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. Don't act like we ain't see that. Don't act like we ain't see Mike in no Wizards jersey. It's been a lot, man. What jersey Charles Barkley had on for a little bit and got up out of that? Like, hey, bro, it's that time. It's that time of y'all career. It's Sunset Valley. It's Sunset Valley, man. It's over with. It ain't nothing they could do. Like, think about it. The only person, if they really, really love Golden State GSW, the only thing they could do is trade away Steph and trade away Clay. And I don't know who, I ain't gonna hold you, Draymond. He'll be a monster in Minnesota. If Draymond could pair up with Cat to be his mentor, man, boy, he gonna put Cat in the boxing class. But ain't nothing they could do. If they really love Golden State, they gotta pull a Kevin Durant. Like, and that's like this. When people were saying like Kevin Durant, he wasn't right for leaving for requesting a trade for the Nets. The fact of the matter, he only asked for that trade because he felt like Harden and Kyrie, like, it didn't work out. With him alone, he couldn't win for them. And he knew if he let them trade him, they'd get some back, help their future. If they love Golden State, y'all gotta let go. Y'all gotta let go. That's the only thing they could do is just trade. That's it. We gotta see Steph in another. We hate to see it, but Steph gotta be in another jersey. Or we gonna just keep watching these motherfuckers suffer and lose over and over.